old antique pine flooring. So it's gonna go right over this. Okay, so I took 2x6s and I went underneath. So I just slide like this. I think I know where the, right up in there, snugs. First one down. I'm so excited. I've been waiting for this day for a long time. But today I'm gonna be working on this floor to get it ready to lay the old antique pine flooring that is over 100-year-old wood that I got. So today what I'm gonna do is I gotta go through this floor and make sure everything's secured down. There's a lot of places I think that need screwed down. From the guys that originally laid this down, they didn't screw it everywhere where they needed to, where all the floor joists are. And I haven't gotten to it either. So today I have to go through and make sure there's enough screws where all the floor joists are, where that meets the plywood. If you look here, see how unlevel that is? It's just bowed up also. So the other reason it's bowing like that is not just because it ain't screwed down right, but because there's moisture trapped underneath the house. And that's causing that. So what I need to do today, I need to screw it all down the best I can, get some wood underneath there. If I have to, I can grind it down on the top, sand it, whatever I have to do to get it flush. But the even more important thing is these old houses don't have the best ventilation underneath them, and a lot of them, in mine in particular. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to cut holes with a hole saw right below the floorboards. And then I'm gonna put this cover on it that has a screen so bugs can't get in there. And that's gonna bring a lot of ventilation. So I wanna do like 1, 2, maybe 3 or 4 in this room. And I'm hoping that'll keep away this moisture from being trapped underneath the house. So today is a great day. This over here is the first board that I'm going to be tearing up. Okay, here's the vent cover that I'm using. So it's gonna go right over this. And it'll look like that. And this stud goes through right here, so I can't make it any wider than this. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this, so this is the hole saw. I use a 3-inch hole saw for this because I got a 2x6 on the inside of here. And if it was a 2x8, I would use like a 4, maybe a 5. But this is the biggest I could use for this house. So I cut 2 holes through here, going all the way through. And then I'm gonna just cut through this now. So in order to make sure I can kind of stay on track a little bit, I'm gonna just mark this. I don't think this needs to be perfect by any means, but yeah, so there's a line at the top and bottom. This will cover that. The other parts of the house I did 3 holes, but this one I want to cut through and just see, because that's going to give it more air. I don't know if it went through the inside or not, but that's good there. Nice big hole. Good. That's going right underneath the house. And the airflow is going to be so good. Okay, so I took 2x6s and I went underneath the crawl space here and I put them across here. What I did was I just screwed up through the bottom, 1 screw to just keep it in place. And then I came through in the top here, the screw was sticking out. And I used my multi-tool and I cut off the screws. Right here was one of them. Now what I gotta do is before I screw these down, there's probably some gunk buildup in the middle, plus I've caulked it before. So I want it to go down flush. So I'm gonna take my skill saw here. It's only like the depth of this piece of wood, a little bit less actually. And I'm gonna just go through and recut this seam between the plywood. That'll give it the ability to like move a little bit before I screw it down. The other reason I did this is because, and I forgot to mention it, sometimes the wood will go too close together and then it'll buckle, it'll shift and move. So I just kind of cut it so that now it's like not so pushed together so tight. So it's a little bit freed up. Now I can screw it down. Well, hopefully it'll be flush. All right, so every now and again you line up, see this here, there's some nails here, a screw here. That should be the floor joist, but as you can see, I just can't hit it. So I have to go underneath the house for the second time, and you can see what I'm dealing with in this little tiny space under the house. This is how I do it. It is not fun, not very deep at all. I kind of have a little system of getting in and out of here. But, let's see. Yeah, it's like, you have to do it just right to get in here. So, here I am. Look at this. Okay. And this is me sliding. So I just slide like this. Should have been in the military. Okay, there's 3 on that side, 3 on that side. How am I missing this? Gotta go back up top and try to figure this out. I'm gonna try, I got 3.5-inch screws here. Okay, so I found it and I had to go down underneath there a couple more times. That was so weird. I found it here and I put it through the same exact screw hole that didn't even hit. So for some reason, maybe the top of that wood is soft because it's so old, I don't know. Oh, I think I figured it out. So underneath there you can see some of this rot. Now these are sturdy, but there was some old rot, so I'm gonna have to get some longer screws. I think I know where the screw needs to go in now. All right, today I will be working on a few different things. So these vent holes I cut in, I'm going to use this chicken wire. It's, I want to say 1/4-inch squares, maybe a little smaller. And I'm going to just do a little frame and screw it in there so that no critters can get in through here, even though the outside will be covered too. But just in case, I don't want mice or anything coming through and getting into the under part of the house. So I'm going to put that in there. That won't keep out like little spiders and stuff, but it's pretty small. I'm gonna go through here where all the joists are and add screws wherever I need it, both ways, up and down here. And then I did this one already, so I'll do some more here, take that tape up, screw that down real good. Everything's gonna be real tight, and we're gonna get ready to put on the hardwood soon. And since every room in this house, pretty much, there's no access to other parts. So what I'm gonna have to do is cut an access hole. I think I'm gonna do that whenever I get the flooring in, but I think I'll probably do it right here because the bed will cover most of it. This is where the bed's gonna go. And so I think instead of putting it on this side, because when you walk in from the right here, you might see a little bit of it cut out. So I think I'll do it on the left because you won't notice it. Okay, so there's the first one. I cut some of that chicken wire. Okay, there's the first, there's a second. Looks good, sealed up, nice. No rodents can get through there. Hardwood floor day. Start installing. So I'm going around, I'm just hitting out these low. See, this is the little scrap piece. See how that fits under there perfectly? I just cut this out. And now I'm doing the same right here. So I'm using my multi-tool with a nice sharp blade. Like that. I already cut that just a minute ago, but that's why it went through so easy. So I'm gonna cut this next. See how that fits? Right up in there snug. So now I just gotta cut this piece here. Okay, I got this felt paper rolled out. I did a chalk line on the top of this felt paper so I can see where I want the first line to go. And the reason I did it this way instead of starting on that back wall and just working over is I wanted to make sure this line that goes from this room all the way to the other room is directly straight. So this piece goes about 4 feet out into the other room, and the chalk line goes all the way to the wall. So this is going to go down first, and then I'm going to move that way. Now I have this board here I tacked down with a couple nails, and I want to make sure that it's tight because I'm just being a little extra right now. I'm going to use this one to nail down, face nail this, which is fine because this is a reclaimed house. Everything is reclaimed pretty much. It doesn't have to be perfect. If there's little holes in it, I don't mind at all. And then I'm going to move this down and make sure that it's really tight against this board as I put the first one down. After that, it'll be much easier. I'm really excited. This is the first time I've ever done hardwood flooring. It will turn out well, I'm sure. Okay, so that's good. I have this for a spacer so I don't go any tighter to that wall. I'm gonna just eyeball it at this point because it'll take forever to keep nailing this down. Learn as I go. And this board is not all completely straight, so I want to get this first one as straight as I can. That is great. First one down, getting the first piece in.
Of wood?
Yeah.
Wow, you're actually doing the wood.
Uh-huh. This is a Harbor Freight pneumatic flooring nailer. Hook it up to the little pancake air compressor there. Hopefully that'll work right. I think it will. Now it's inexpensive, but I only need it for this house, so pretty heavy duty. Surprised. Alright, so I'm going to cut out this, I don't know if you call it a scuttle hole. I know that's scuttle hole that goes up to the attic, but it's the same principle, but this is going to go underneath the house. So I set it up where I can basically use this as a guideline here and lean the saw right up against this, and I'm going to go right there in the middle somewhere. And then I made these lines to know where to cut. And I want these to go right between the two pieces. Thought about that. I don't know what's the best way to do this, but I just thought, hey, instead of having like a half a piece here and a half here, maybe I'll just cut it so that there's one full piece. All right, let's see how this goes. Hopefully I lined it up right underneath. And then I can use the jigsaw to finish it because it's cut at an angle. Alright, so what I do here is I look for the line, kind of line it up. So now I'm going to get the jigsaw. Somehow it's not coming up, so I got to figure out what is stopping it from coming up. So I just went through and cut it with this, and it worked. This is great. Okay, there it is. Look at that. Oh wow, that's nice and thick too. So now I just have to frame under here. Okay, I got all the wood underneath there trimmed out with some treated lumber. I just use scrap pieces, and that will be perfect to keep it in place. Perfect. Alrighty, so this is how I started everything. This piece and that piece are not connected yet. So you can see I ran this all the way down. And the reason I did that was because I wanted to start in this room, do that part, and I didn't know if I was going to get out there for a while. But I wanted everything to be squared up and lined up in both rooms at the same time. So that's why I had that piece run that way. So now I'm getting ready to work this way. So here's the spline, fits right in. Throw a little glue in there, and then I can use this, and I just have to continue these all the way down there, and then I'll turn it this way, and then in the rest of the house, I'll be going that direction. That way everything is square. All right, I just tacked down the inside of this with the nail gun, and I'm gonna come back with this one. Whoa, this is up high. Shoot. I'll just use both of my feet with weight. That flattened it right out. That's all there is to it. So I'll just keep going. Yep, and then I'm just gonna keep going down. Same way.
Hey there, we'd love for you to check out our newly designed website at journeydowntheroad.com. You can easily search for whatever category or topic you're interested in and read more about our little pine cottage. Get the inside scoop about our story and how we've lived simply in small spaces and how you can too. See how we've also built a handmade home with reclaimed and salvaged materials. Thanks for joining us on this journey.